The workers got more value than the company, so we're gonna take more value than the company.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes from people not knowing how hourly rates is calculated, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not calculated by the job. It's calculated by BTUs.
Okay.
How much energy you expend, your metabolic rate to perform a job,
No.
your
Wow.
calorie expenditure determines what the pay is for your work. But if you ever notice, the more calories you burn, the less you get paid.
Mm.
That means the harder the job is, the lower the pay rate.
Absolutely.
But the smarter the job is, the higher the pay rate.
Mm. Mm.
So you got
Yeah.
all the thinkers making all the money while all of the workers are struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder
Mm-hmm.
who thought that up. Must have been the thinkers, and the show wasn't the workers.
So, family, we want to thank you all so much for being here. Again, if you are enjoying this conversation or you learned anything, please support our chief, Chief Pontiac, also known as Rod A's, by sending him a blessing, a Cash App blessing, and he would greatly appreciate it. He didn't ask me to do this, but y'all know how I roll. I believe in supporting people that bless us with knowledge, information, and anything that will liberate humanity as a whole. His Cash App, if you care to send him a blessing, is $SikApe. That's $SikAPE. Thank you so much, family. All right, let's see if you have any more questions here, Chief. I don't want to keep you too much longer. But people want to know about Europe. Can you say anything about Europe? Like what's happening over there?
Same thing
Uh,
happening over here. All of those royal families that was running before, they all
mm,
gone. They all about to be gone. The ones that ain't going to be gone. Anybody that was participating in the child trafficking and the human trafficking, they gonna be gone too. Everybody getting it. It ain't no respect to a person. Everybody that was doing the dirt, ain't nobody getting out here without paying for their dirt.
oh, wow.
Unless getting out of here is how they paying for their dirt.
Mm. Is there somebody behind the scenes that's making sure this happens? Like, is there really a such thing as the Galactic Federation that's helping to make sure these people pay for
The,
their
the
crimes?
Galactic Federation ain't making them do nothing. The Earth Alliance is.
Oh,
The
okay.
Galactic Federation can't do nothing without giving the Earth Alliance a chance to clean it up first. That's why it's been taking so long.
Mm.
Because all of the special ops around the planet been being deployed to underground tunnels, underground bunkers, to castles, to underground cities, and they fighting wars in whole cities underground. We don't see this stuff up here,
Mm. Mm.
right? So they use the cover of the war in Ukraine, the war in the Middle East,
Mm.
in order to give us a war to look at, because the war expenditure is not going to match if there's not an active war somewhere.
Okay.
So the military, like it's a hole in the Pentagon's pocket. They didn't fail their seventh consecutive audit. This
Mm.
one they missing over $500 and some $billion. Where the money at,
Yeah, where is it?
right? And
Mm-hmm.
then so we know where it's at. They can't spend a damn and it ain't tracked.
Mm-hmm.
So they know where it went. If they say it went to Black Ops, that meant they went to something that they wanted to keep secret from the people.
Right. Mm. Chief, you know how they say that in order for one kingdom to rise up, another one has to fail?
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on President Trump? Do you believe he will eventually step down so that the chiefs on the land will stand up? Or is he a transitional president?
He's 100% a transitional president.
Okay.
He was hand selected by the military and the
Okay.
tribes because of his activism in the casino effort.
Makes sense.
Right. He knew that the people that they trying to pass off as us ain't us.
He said it, didn't he?
Yeah. They don't look like Indians to me. And they don't look like Indians to Indians. And you might say with all of your great wisdom that they look like Indians to you, sir. But they don't look like Indians to me, in all due respect, and they don't look like Indians to Indians.
Mm-hmm. So with him
Then,
being, go ahead. Go ahead.
then it's also the prophecy of the man in the red hat from back in 1973.
Huh. The man in the red hat.
Yeah. I think it's a Hopi prophecy of the man in the red hat. So they
Oh,
said that
okay.
the man in the red hat was going to be doing what's called a regular, going around like the regular government.
Mm-hmm.
But while he doing that, they say it's going to be another chief from the land that's going to be moving to get everything back. So the prophecy is out there. So the
Mm.
ancestors spoke it. It got to happen.
So under our system, do we even have presidents? And I know
No.
he's the no. Okay. Okay.
You had councils, and then you had council leaders. The matriarchs form councils. The all that is, you see the word merit. That's the
Yeah.
town mother.
Okay. The mayor. Okay.
And the guy that they using for the mayor used to be the guy that come out with the scroll and read into the public for a week or two the new instructions from the matriarch, the mayor, the town mother.
Mm.
And remember, if you go back to the old Western movies, most of the time the mayor is also the judge,
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
right? Because all conflicts have to be filtered through the matriarchy for resolution. So we didn't just get up and go fight the people down the street.
Mm.
We was allowed to fight, run that fade, but we had to go through the protocols.
Okay.
I had to tell my mama I need this nigga need to run the fade. She gonna call his mama and say, look,
Mm.
your son and my son got a problem and we ain't gonna let this spread through the whole family.
Right.
And then both sides gotta send a witness. So
Mm.
y'all go down there off in the woods and y'all knock around until y'all get tired, and when y'all get done, come back. Whoever the winner is the winner. We don't really care. But as long as y'all leave the beef in the field,
Mm.
right? But the
Okay.
invader starts coming up behind us while we in a heated anger. Man, if I
Mm.
was you, man, I'd just go ahead and shoot that nigga in the face.
Yep. Yeah.
He ain't one of us.
Mm.
You know us. We ain't got no problem running that fade. Fist fight in the
Right.
middle of the street under the street light.
It was. That's how it was.
Yeah. But now everybody got to have a gun.
Yeah.
I believe in the right to bear arms, but I don't believe in indiscriminately killing people that don't need killing.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones that need killing, I don't got no problem killing. Because some of them need killing. But most of them don't. The majority of them that's dying is innocent bystander. The people that's the target ain't even getting hit.
That's so true.
At least that's what they tell us. We don't know who them people are going to grow up to be if they didn't murder them when they were babies.
Mm. I remember in my day, I'm not that old, but I'm an elder, like you said. Sometimes we would have fist fights, after school, behind the schoolyard, and sometimes they would have dance offs. Remember break dance competitions?
Yeah. So that was the tribes trying to go back to. If you go back to Shaka Zulu, remember when Shaka Zulu was taking over the military and they was doing the exhibition dance, but he had his soldiers stab the other soldiers for real
Oh wow, yes.
because
Mm.
we used to use dance competition to settle conflict. We
Okay.
also, being on the tribes, some tribes use dog fights.
Mm.
Some
Oh,
tribes use chicken fights.
okay.
And we would use those things so that we don't have to kill each other.
Mm. Mm.
Right. Of course, my dog might be chewed up. He heal up. But
Mm-hmm.
now we get to go home, nurse the
Right.
dog back to health,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and say, man, next time we get him,
Yeah.
but ain't nobody dead.
Right. Right.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So there's some of the stuff that goes back all over the world. Like dog fighting is probably older than fish fighting in the art. You probably got more
Mm-hmm.
dog fighting artifacts that's older than fist fighting artifacts.
Oh, wow. I remember when Mike Vick went to jail for dog fighting, a lot of my uncles were upset. They were like, we've been doing this. It's a part of our culture. Why he
Hmm.
go to prison for it? Yeah.
Well, he was the poster child. He was a fall guy.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't
Well,
even the one. He wasn't even the one fighting the dogs.
oh, I didn't know that.
It was
Wow.
it was his brother. But it is cultural. It's a cultural phenomenon,
Okay.
and you can ask the Mexicans. They still practice a lot of the old cultures in Mexico. They still do the cock fights and the dog fights.
Mm,
Some of them have weasel fights and other stuff too.
mm,
But it's in the culture to solve conflicts, and they used to use it for gambling. When you
mm.
solve the conflict, somebody got to get paid.
Right.
So they turned it into a gambling event.
Mm, mm. Family, we have 1,881 people in the chat. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and more importantly, please give a love offering to Chief Pontiac, Chief Rod Hayes, because he is dropping knowledge today. You can send the Cash App, and I have it on a ticker here, $SIKAPE, $SikApe. Chief, is Tupac alive?
Absolutely.
Marion, he says absolutely.
Look,
Really?
Tupac is on a native reservation in Arizona, but when he moved, it's a whole team of sweepers that go ahead of him and another team that follow behind him. You will
Mm,
never know that it was him. You was just thinking that, oh, I wonder who that nigga is over there with them niggas. It's a
mm,
bunch of them, right? He say he not going nowhere with less than 5,000 niggas this time, and he mean it.
mm,
But he ain't by himself because he got a dark man with him.
mm.
He got an Easy Eric with him. Christopher
Easy
Wallace,
E?
yeah,
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay,
he had a hit on him. Anybody that we confirmed a hit on, we had to take him out of the game.
okay. Mm,
And sometimes to take them out of the game, it had to look like they was dead,
mm,
right? You see Selena come strolling up singing. You see Left Eye and Aaliyah when they if they decide to come off Dr. Sabi Ranch, you will see them.
mm.
But they don't want to show themselves until Sada can come home safe.
Okay.
So that's that Black Girl Magic team, and they don't back down when they say something.
She's still in
So
prison, Asada?
Asada's in exile.
In exile. In exile.
Yeah.
In Cuba, is it?
She was
Where?
in Cuba, but due to government involvement, she had to relocate because the Bushmen wanted to get her bad.
Mm,
But she coming home. She gonna be able to come home, and they're gonna be hands off. And if you think that it's gonna be a game, let somebody try to touch her when she get here.
mm,
Talking about they gonna try to arrest her. They gonna get arrested, all right.
mm.
She gonna come home. She got to tell the people her story herself. Can't nobody
Yeah.
tell her story when she's here to tell it.
Okay.
The
Is there a
same with
story?
who?
Go ahead.
Yeah, the same with all of the political prisoners. Larry Hoover, Jeff.
Hmm.
They got
Yeah.
to Big Tookie got to tell you what he was froze.
I
They
heard you say that, like
it
literally frozen.
was in cryostasis.
What?
Yeah, they thought him out back in 2000. He was not a happy camper,
Like
but he
they
got
put
to
him in
tell his
a.
story.
This is crazy.
Yeah,
So they can
they
talk to
wasn't
some.
supposed to. They wasn't supposed to kill Tookie, and they knew it. The only way around it, where they can make it look like he was dead, and they can preserve his life, was to put him in cryostasis. So they sedated
Okay.
him, but he woke up from the anesthesia. This is what they don't tell you. It's in the article about it. How he sat up after they thought they had killed him. This it was only anesthesia, and his muscle density
Mm,
and his metabolism was too fast for the amount of sedative they gave him. So they gave him another dose. Then when they put him to sleep, they put him in cryostasis. They froze him just like they did Walt Disney.
Mm.
Now they thawed him out. He the crooked man walking lightning. Crooked man walk across the land. When you
Okay.
see crooked lightning, that's his energy.
Mm.
He ain't regular. We want to think he regular. We want to think he was just a thug, but he ain't regular. He was sent here with a purpose,
Mm.
and his purpose was interrupted by the system because the system was designed to destroy us.
Well, what was his purpose?
To wake up the Bloods and the Crips, the two oldest tribes of warring clans on the land, to redeem the land from the invaders. The problem was is the infiltrators turned them against each other.
Mm.
He was just supposed to wake them up. He woke them up. Boy, did he wake them up. And they was not happy when they woke up. And it
Mm.
made it easy for you kind of disoriented. You'd been in the amnesia state for a couple hundred years. All of a sudden, you snapping out of it, and your tribe is warring with another tribe.
Mm.
You don't know you warring against a whole invading force.
Wow.
We didn't know that the police was an actual invading force until the chief, I forgot his name, come out talking about we got the biggest gang in the country.
Mm. Mm.
Then we had to re-examine the purpose of the police and their origins. Just take us back to the slave patrols.
Mm-hmm.
They don't belong here. They are an occupying military force of a foreign agency.
Mm. Mm.
And that's why they was killing us so indiscriminately. Remember they used to shoot people in the back in
Yeah,
California real bad. And they used to put them in that chokehold with the baton and kill them.
I remember that.
Everybody they killed was deliberate. They knew who they was killing. Just like Emmett Till was going to grow up and be Chief Littlehorn. They killed him before he can get to be who he was.
Mm.
And then they used the pale-faced lady as the fall guy when some niggas went to his mama and them house or his auntie and them house and got him.
Wow.
Then they blamed everything on the paleface. Remember I told you, paleface just a crash dummy.
Right. Right. Mm.
But even in the movie, they showed the niggas wrestling him down on the back of the pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
They talking about they was going to turn him over to the so-called white man to stop them from coming in and terrorizing the town. And they was the goddamn white man the whole time.
Wow.
Look, everybody think that palefaces started the KKK.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And it was called the Black Brotherhood of Spain first.
Okay. Get out.
In Latin, they called Brotherhood of los Negritos.
Mm.
And that's where the whole clan regalia came from.
Mm.
They was a secret Masonic order. So since they was using pale faces and the pale faces was following the one with the black hand dangling from under the robe, he was the most ruthless out of all of them.
Mm.
Clayton Bigsby. Dave Chappelle told you before they ran him out of the country. They replaced him with this big old giant 3 inches taller and 80 pounds heavier, and we supposed to fall for it.
Don't even look like Dave Chappelle to me.
Don't even look the same. Don't different head structure,
Mm-hmm.
different nose, different ears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he won the Las Vegas Dave Chappelle lookalike contest, and he was already a good comedian, so
Wow.
might as well let him play Dave Chappelle because Dave don't want to come back from Africa because he see what's going over here and he don't want no parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know that it's a whole community of Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, Black Liberation Army over there in Africa that he went to. We don't know that though.
No. Wow. Wow.
Look, the Panthers is a root totem tribe of stealth priests. The Black Panther is the stealth version of the leopard.
Mm-hmm.
So when they go places, that's bass energy. out of the house of Sekhmet, right? So it's the cat clans, the Lyrans in the struggle, in the Galactic Federation. And the Bass line is the ones responsible for heavy conjure magic. That the other chiefs, the ones in the leopard's print, haven't developed skill set yet.
Okay.
Right? So once they get to a certain level, then they switch over from leopard skins to black leopard skins.
Okay.
The same way that the muftis go from the red fez to the black fez. And it was feathers versus fez, it's L's versus bays. And that's why they conceal the flag of the bays, because it ain't a flag, it's a fucking totem pole.
Feathers against the bays. Feathers against the bays.
Fez.
Fez against the feathers.
Right. L's against the bays.
So who were the feathers and who were
the tribes from over here was the feathers. The ones who came as conquistadors and Huguenots were the fezes.
Makes sense now. Okay.
Now, army ants and black ants don't bother each other. But if you put them all in a jar and shake that jar up, they're going to fight to the death. To the last ant dead and one ant left, they're going to fight. So that's what they did to us with the amnesia. Then they was running this nature versus nurture experiment the whole time, where they catch a chief when you're a baby being born because they following the star map. They know when you're coming in, what your zodiac sign gonna be. So they kidnap you from your mama in the hospital, probably switch you out with somebody else's baby and give you to some strangers that don't come from your culture and wonder why you having family problems. You realize you ain't nothing like nobody in this entire family. And the prerequisite to switch is they got to find a certain phenotype in the parents so that you can look like you legitimately belong to them most of the time.
I can't tell you how many people, well, a couple of children of celebrities that I know that were raised by other family members, stolen from their parents, sold to another family. And they tell me they knew something was wrong, something was off. And it wasn't until much later that they came to find out this wasn't even my bloodline. And when we talk to people about it, they think that's something we're making up. But I believe it.
You know who Ric Flair is?
No.
Ric Flair is one of the greatest wrestlers in history.
Okay.
He got stolen when he was a baby. And sold on the black market. The lady that actually sold him ended up being one of the largest child traffickers. She used to secure children. She had a whole team of kidnappers, and she used to sell babies to rich people. Yeah, but he talk about it.
Wow. Yeah. Chief, somebody wants to know if you have a Venmo account because they don't have.
No, all I have is CASHAPP because I don't do this for the money. If I was doing this for money, I had every pay option available to me. But I ain't doing it for money.
Okay. Chief, is Anwar Sadat the last? Somebody says Anwar Sadat the last pharaoh.
He was the last linear bloodline pharaoh to be ruling in Egypt. That's why they killed him, and they built a pyramid in his honor in the aftermath.
Wow.
But see, what we don't know is that he was also being trained in the Egyptian priesthood as the head of state so that he can resume the pharaonic rulership. That's what they killed him about. It wasn't about nothing else.
Gee.
They try to make it seem like it was his outspoken opposition to the occupation of Israel.
Yeah.
But once he would have been trained by the Egyptian priest on how to reactivate the pharaonic lines, he would have took the world over in no time flat. And they knew this, so they had to have him killed. He was killed by the Mossad and the CIA. They want us to think some Arabs killed him from Egypt. The order was given out of the United States, and it was executed by both operatives from the Mossad and operatives from the CIA. That little military contingent.
Mm.
Them was Western assets. America been had their hands in the killing of some of the greatest leaders that rise up from among us, either over here or in Africa.
Mm.
Over here, they had a hand in the murder of Maurice Bishop, the destabilization of the Haitian government, the destabilization in Jamaica. They've been had Cuba under embargo for over 50 years, 60 now.
Mm.
They've been instrumental in killing on the land, giant Africa. Yahweh ben Yahweh, they say he died of cancer, they poisoned him.
I remember him.
Yeah. And it's a whole lot of them. I just can't even tell you all of the one. Like Emilio Zapata in Mexico, Afro-Mexican.
Mm.
They had him murdered. Pancho Villa set him up for a movie deal because he wanted to be a celebrity. And the United States went to Hollywood and said, can y'all make Pancho Villa into a celebrity? And they was like, make anybody a celebrity if he got any charisma. And so when he gave up the position for them to send that hit squad in there to kill Zapata, next thing you know, he's acting in movies.
Mm.
But he had always told the people around him that he wanted to be a great celebrity like the guys in the movies. You watch them old Cagney movies, infatuated by the gangsters.
Mm.
But it turned out
Go ahead.
Emilio Zapata was the influence for Che Guevara, who America sent the CIA hit squad to Bolivia to kill.
Mm.
Right? They shot down Emilio Cienfuegos over the Atlantic Ocean and just say he disappeared. He flew off into the sunset. They always try to make it romanticize the murders they do to make them look like they some cool stuff. They blew Joseph Sinque up and they locked Charles Manson up because they were supposed to be the ones that rallied the Helter Skelter Black versus White crew, and both of them went rogue.
Okay.
Most of us don't know that the first conspiracy theorist whistleblower was Charles Manson.
Mm-mm.
He was the first one to tell us about the lead in the water. He was the first one to tell us about the chemtrails, the chemicals they spray in the sky. He was the first one to tell us about MK Ultra because he was part of the program, trained in San Quentin by Jim Jones' best friend, who was a CIA MK Ultra specialist, who also trained Joseph Sinque in San Quentin. Right? So when they went rogue, Joseph Sinque upset their psyche with the taking of the pale faces. That they couldn't adjust for that. Okay. So they blew him up. Mm-hmm. Right. And then Charles Manson, well, at least he did go get the pale faces and tell them all this conspiracy stuff. Mm-hmm. He was not present at Nan murder. Nobody say Charles said kill somebody. Everybody said, oh yeah, we know. Tex told us Charlie wanted them dead. Mm-hmm. Come and find out Tex was a whole agent. Wow. So the agent then inspired these people to kill in the name of Charles Manson. The government, they wicked. Yeah. Look at Leonard Peltier out of Florida. Mm. They just felt like locking him up because they didn't want him to resurrect the Seminole Wars because he was organizing the tribes in Florida, and that was the scariest stuff that they could possibly see. Mm. Mm. We forget that they had a whole shootout back in 1975 on the reservation trying to overstep their jurisdictional authority on the tribe.
No, I hadn't heard that.
Oh, we forgot about the sniper at the college in Dallas, too. Mm. Shooting everybody come past. That's called immediate emergency compensatory justice. When you find out that there's something wrong and you can't fix it, and you don't want to live no more, take many of them with you as you can before you go.
Mm. Wow. Somebody want to know. Go ahead, Chief.
I went for something.
Okay.
All you gotta do is look up Germany's Black Holocaust. The book will come up, and you'll see them on the cover what they look like. Compare them with what the ones from the Moorish Zionist Temple in New Jersey look like, and you will see they're the same motherfuckers.
Now, when you said they were killing up these Negroes, were these people that were part of the dirty Moors that came here that they were getting rid of? So they wanted them off their land because these would have been the people drinking the
They
blood.
did the same thing to Germany they did to us.
Mm.
They should doing the same thing they've been doing to us. They was doing it to Germany. Remember, the whole World War II was started during World War I with the Balfour Declaration.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was about money and the leverage of the military of people you giving money to.
Mm.
So France was the sworn enemy of Germany at the time. Huguenots that's hiding out in Switzerland by now. But they still control Germany from Switzerland.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
And so they the ones that have what's called a merciless embargo on Germany, where they had to pay a restitution so stiff that the country couldn't function. That was the campaign that Hitler came to power on. And most of the stuff, that's why he wanted the blood of Akhenaten to clone, to give you your Obama.
What?
They try to use the blood of the father to usurp the reign of Tut, the son. So they figured if they can clone this character of Akhenaten in the modern day, that they would be able to override the right of Tut to rule, which is Tupac. Tupac Amaru. And that's why you're always thankful for God. And that's Shakur.
Okay. You know, I knew it was something about special about Tupac when I kept seeing them mention his name over and over, even though he's allegedly dead. Like his T-shirt, they got T-shirts all over Walmart with his image on it, benefits or in order to get the stimulus check. And I was like, what? What? I was like, no, these people
that pale-faced boy actually was named by his mama, Tupac Shakur.
Wow, he really was.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think his mom and daddy changed their name to Shakur too. Tupac was loved more. He wasn't just loved like that by us. Them cholos love him too. I'm serious.
Really?
He had made the dude they called the Mexican Machiavelli was a singer, and he was one of the up and coming chiefs that Tupac had identified. That's why they killed him.
Okay.
And but he was a big influence in the Mexican culture of the day, just like Tupac was over here, and they was tight. This is where you get your Panther and Zapatista treaty from. The Zapatista is the tribes in the mountains of Mexico that's been fighting to get the colonizers out of Mexico from the very beginning. They still fighting. They never stop fighting. Right? And we never stopped fighting as quiet as it kept, but we went from being fighting in physical combat